1940s, what we were doing? We were under occupation. 1950, what we were doing? We were thinking whether planning commission model is right, whether the Russian model is right, whether the planning commission can help us. 1960, what we were doing? We were doing politics of poverty. 1970, democracy problem. Just imagine where we were when both the countries were tussling, both the countries were trying to create their place in the world. Now, this is an opportunity India cannot afford to miss. When so many things are happening around us, that is why in yesterday's statement, in the White House press conference, when a pointed question was asked to Mr. Trump, our Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji might have problems with what is happening in Bangladesh. A regime change, which is not to our liking because the whole thing happened anti-democratic. Toppling, making anti-India slogans, going after minority communities in Bangladesh who are Hindus, temples getting attacked, vandalized, buildings getting burned. When somebody asked Mr. Trump, what do you think about Bangladesh? Mr. Trump said, look, that is not my problem. That is Modi ji's problem, he will take. And that's a very significant statement coming from a world leader. Because when we are looking at how carefully the global powers are fighting across India's border, what Mr. Trump said yesterday is a very, very significant statement. He said, that is not my problem, that is Modi ji's problem. So you are seeing a very careful calibration of US strategy because like how every country is playing, we are also playing. We are telling the world, look, we are 140 billion and we are growing so fast and we are 4 trillion. This year alone in our budget, we are investing 15 lakh crore rupee for investments alone. 15 lakh crore rupee. For your kind information, if I am taking an era, no politics here, just for comparison purpose. 2014, 13-14 budget, we have invested 1 lakh crore into India's infrastructure. 10 years later, we are putting 15 lakh crore in this budget alone to create infra. Because we know when we build roads, when we build ports, we are still not, Modi ji is still not done. When he took over in 2014, we had 73 airports. 73. 2025, we are having 158 airports. Modi ji in France said, just few days back he said, I am not done. We will add another 120 airports. So India's airport is going to jump to 278 by the end of 2030-2032 period. So this is needed because we are telling the world, don't take us lightly. We are earning money, middle class is working hard, corporates are earning money, Reliance Industries, we can abuse them, we can say, oh, big monopoly, this conglomerate, this. How many of you have seen Reliance Industries this year, they paid a net tax of 1,86,000 crore, which is 4% of India's budget. One single company in India, it paid 4% of India's budget. Reliance in the last 10 years have paid 11 lakh crore for India. We can comment, we can say this company is bad, that company is bad. A company in India has gone to that size and scale. It is funding 4% of India's budget. To put things in perspective, India's tax base now, number of people who pay tax, 7.9 crore. The number of people who are paying tax in 2014, 3.45 crore, which means we have added 4.45 crore tax people in the last 10 years. In the budget when the government said up to 12 lakh rupee no tax means 6.9 crore people will not pay tax. The tax base is 7.9 crore. Straight away we are saying 6.9 crore people will not pay tax. 1 crore people are above 12 lakh, they'll pay tax. So what is the loss to the government? The loss to the government is 1,10,000 crore. What is Reliance contribution to India's taxation system? 1,86,000 crore. So these are all signs how US is having a Walmart, how US is having a Starbucks. Because great nations are great because they have great companies. Germany is great because you have 10 companies in the world that dominates for excellence, quality and precision engineering. Americans are great because they have 100 companies in the world, from ExxonMobil, Standard Oil. You take all the big corporations, Intel, Nvidia, Tesla, So there, nobody in US talks, I should not have a big company. Why is there a big company? Please divide that big company. It is becoming a corporate-oriented company. Because big companies, they observe economic shocks. Big companies generate employment. Now we are also entering the territory to say, we also have companies that will dominate the world. They will cross boundaries, enter into your nations, invest money, generate employment there. Many of you might know, Indian companies, we have generated the largest employment for Englishmen in UK last year. I'm again repeating this statement to you. Indian companies, we have generated the largest English employment in UK last year. This is an era when the trading companies were able to come here. They're able to rip us apart just few hundred years back. Because thanks to Tata, who was able to make strategic acquisition, thanks to Mahindra, who are in a big way. So we got to generate, cultivate global brands. The next 50 years, when you look at Fortune 500, in geopolitics, it is very important. The global brands will play a role because they carry the country's soft power to all the foreign. I'm not going to stay there, sir. 1980. The number of Indian Americans, number of Indians who were in US, I'm not sure anybody who knows the data, it is 2,08,000. 1980. 2000, 1 million, 10 லட்சம். 2025, 2.9 million, 29 லட்சம். All these people, they have left our country. It is not their mistake. The country did not have opportunity for them. We suffered from brain drain. The best of our lot, IITs, IIMs, any place, from villages, doctors, NHS po UK la paranga. 51% of people who work in the national health system of UK, they have an Indian origin there. Any doctor you see is India. From Kerala, Tamil Nadu mostly, Andhra. We dominate NHS. Last year, the number of students who went inside US, first time we go to China, Indians send largest number of students into US. Last 3 years, we are sending largest number of students into UK. Last 2 years, we are sending largest number of students into Australia. So geopolitics, they have done with petrols and dollars, we are doing with students. They are done with petrols, dollars and everything. Now, lakhs and millions of our students are there. Starbucks, there is an Indian student who carries our ethos, our value system, our Bharatiya value system. Though he is working as a part-time, but the way I order coffee, the way he gives me coffee, he or she, and the way he talks to me politely and nicely, there is somebody from our soil, far away in a distant land, even in a part-time job, he carries the Indian civilizational ethos in that company. That is why India's soft power, every place in the world we are growing, growing and growing. Entrepreneurs, top people, community associations, students, anywhere we go. In Oxford, in a small city like Oxford in UK, one Tamil association called me, you should come. I said, I'm coming. Next day, one Tamil association said, you should come. I said, no, yesterday only you called, why are you calling today? No, we are a different Tamil association. Deepavali. So a small city in UK, Oxford, has got 3 Tamil associations. 3 Tamil associations in an England city. England city. So everywhere else in the world, our soft power is on the rise. People want to come to our country. Kumbh Mela. We have crossed 64 crore. 64 people have come to Kumbh Mela. They have taken Snan from Ganga Mata. They have offered their prayers. But how many of us know? Multiple crores, they come from outside India. Multiple crores of people. They came to see what is Kumbh Mela. How a religious congregation is happening. So in geopolitics, we are having our own strength. But we have to reach there. We have to invest in infra. Create opportunities for young people. Get them employed. Generate big companies in the country. They become our global icons. Travel across border. Invest money. Dominate the globe. So I am very, very confident. The next 25 years, we are putting seeds now. Airports, ports, roads. I'll take 5-7 minutes to talk about geopolitics and defense, I think that is very important. As we do this, as a large amount of our budget is being spent for defense, like how US is spending $900 billion, China's $450 billion, we are also spending huge amount of money for defense because we are living in a geographical space where you have Pakistan to one side, you have China to one side. And any leader has to prepare this country for a two-pronged war. It should not happen. Whenever it happens, we should be ready. And it doesn't happen by chance. We are investing, searching the best technology in the world. We want a Rafale because it brings firepower in the sky. In France, we already have 6 Scorpion submarines from France. Now Modi ji wants 3 more. He said, give me 3 more. Underwater. In the recent Bangalore Aero India show when it was happening, the Russians have brought their Sukhoi 57. Sukhoi 57 is possibly one of the best planes in the world. They brought it. Many of you must have seen in the media. A 63-year-old Russian test pilot in Sukhoi was doing acrobatics at 63 years old. It was defying gravity. The plane was defying the laws of physics in the sky. So Russia says, please take my Sukhoi 57. Trump is offering Modi ji, please take my F-35. This is the most advanced 5th generation aircraft in the world. Take F-35. Russians have brought Sukhoi 57 here. In Bangalore skies it is going. At the same time, we want MQ-9 Reaper drones. As we speak now, we have purchased 30 drones. We need to keep our borders safe. We don't want any infiltration to come in and bleed 1,000 cuts, kill innocent people by terrorist activity. This Reaper drones, each drone is 250 crore. Flying at 50,000 feet, pick up an ant. That also we are doing. Modernizing our defense. Atmanirbhar Bharat, bringing the best defense into it. Offsetting, because we want to manufacture something after a point of time. So we have to carefully navigate, calibrate, keep every country in our good book, balance, trade deficit, trade relation, tariff. When Trump immediately sends people in Indian plane, one plane has landed in Amritsar, the second plane is about to land. We have to deal with that. We have 2.9 million, 29 lakh people in US. But we also have 7,50,000 undocumented migrants living in US. We also have to be careful of that. And Indians occupy some of the highest positions in the world. Highest position. Some of the highest positions in the world. Especially in US. Also we have undocumented migrants there. Carefully, without violating human rights, we got to balance that. And many go from Punjab, Haryana, from parts of India through the donkey route, pay lakhs and millions of rupees, sell their farmland, pledge their gold, take all their money, go through the donkey route, enter into Mexico, then enter into US port. That is also a pricking issue. Solve it. Solve our neighboring thing. You must have seen Adani pulling out of the solar energy deal in Sri Lanka, and that place happened to be very close to India's strategic border because China is operating there. So we got to take care of that. So I'm very, very confident, sir. People like you, very eminent people like you, in your discussion will bring geopolitics to a dinner table conversation. That is very important for our country. And we will have over a point of time to understand how geopolitics will influence me as a person. Either I live in Palakkad, I live in Coimbatore, or I live in a village. How anything that is happening in the world is going to affect us as a person. That is why I'm extremely delighted. The Rotary Conference, they wanted to talk about geopolitics, which I found very fascinating. A lot of people don't want to listen to geopolitics. A lot of people don't think geopolitics is relevant to them. And I personally believe for this eminent August gathering, it is very, very relevant. And before I close in the next 5 minutes, I want to leave a thought in your mind, in your head, so that you will mull over in the next week or so and see where India is, where we need to go. Now all of you have cell phone. We all have cell phone. And now it is Apple 16 Pro or 15 Pro. We are at that level now. Now we have to understand, when we talk about next 25 years position our country, it is positioning us in the next 10 years. because the chip inside Apple is manufactured by one company in the world which is based in Hong Kong called TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company that manufactures all the top chips. Below 5 nanometer, they have overtaken Samsung, they have overtaken Intel, they are the chip masters of the world. These chips goes into everything in the world. Defense, missiles, electronic items, TVs, everything the chip will decide. One company in the world based in Taiwan, below 5 nanometer chips, it dominates 99%. That is one company. One company in the world, in Netherlands called ASML, one company manufactures machine that can manufacture the 5 nm chip. That is also one company in Netherlands, one company, one country. As we speak now, it is one NVIDIA till the China's DeepSeek R1 that was deciding artificial intelligence is in our hand. Nobody can even fight with us. California, top 50 artificial intelligence companies in the world, 32 are based only in California state. China is investing so much money to make sure artificial intelligence, they will come number 1 in the world 10 years from now. Now India, we have also got a chip mission, semiconductor mission, where we have allocated 76,000 crore to say, we also want to get into chips. We also want to manufacture 65 nanometer, 40 nanometer, 28 nanometer and sub. So please read the document. We are also very clear we want to enter that. It is in this geopolitics, how artificial intelligence is coming, how it is going to dominate us, which country is going to dominate artificial intelligence, will be the dominant superpower in the world. But many of us don't know. Raw materials could be with China, ASML mission could be with Netherlands, chip manufacturing could be with Taiwan, but 20% of world's chip engineers are Indians. So that gives me a lot of hope. Of course, they are not in the country, they are living in different parts of the world. And that gives me confidence, some of our brightest, best brains, at some point of time, when they decide to come back and serve our country in their own capacity, because every year we are growing, every day we are growing. When they come back, I am very confident in the future, we can also dominate chips. We will also dominate artificial intelligence. We will also dominate the space, whatever we have spoken.
இன்றைய தினம் புதுக்கோட்டை மாவட்ட ஊராட்சி திட்ட முகமை அலுவலகத்துக்கு மாண்புமிகு தமிழக முதலமைச்சர் கழகத்தினுடைய தலைவர் தளபதி அவர்களுடைய அனுமதியோடு வழங்கப்பட்ட ரூபாய் 10 கோடி மதிப்பிலான புதிய கட்டிடத்துக்கான கால்கோள் விழா மிகச் சிறப்பாக நடைபெற்றது. அதில் நானும் நம்முடைய பிற்பட்டோர் நலத்துறை அமைச்சர் மாண்புமிகு சிவவி மெய்யநாதன் அவர்களும் பங்கேற்றோம். மாண்புமிகு ஊரக வளர்ச்சித்துறை அமைச்சர் மாண்புமிகு ஐ பெரியசாமி அவர்கள்